some camera stuff, but not really that interesting because I think it's so. So what I'm going to do is just show you how to use intent to get the camera, and then what I'm going to do after that is I'm going to show, because I know some of you want to mess around with the camera stuff later on, how to actually work with frames. Okay, I won't. The second part won't. I won't write because there's just too much code to do, and I want you guys to have time to talk, and also because I didn't practice it. But I'll show you my code that I had worked on in the past. Okay, cool. So what do we want to do this time? We simply want to show a camera, right? So again, there's a lot of sensors that you have on your phone, and for example, can anyone give me examples of services that you guys have used before on your phone? Like sensors on your phone? Someone name a sensor? What do you guys do when you use Uber? It's a sensor.
GPS.
The GPS, yes, that's one. Any other sensor?
Sensor.
Oh, sorry. That was my pronunciation.
You help and this is how many steps that I.
Steps. So what?
It will accelerate.
Right. They use a accelerometer. Any other ones?
Newer sensors like I don't know how to use. So like if you have phone call
Mm-hmm.
and the string is the sign and you take some not light sensors, it's the
Proximity.
proximity. It's like the distance between
Oh, yeah.
this sensor
Yeah.
not the surface.
Yeah. I think it is proximity.
Proximity.
Yep. And there's like RFID. I think if people have RFID sensors and stuff. Yeah, interesting stuff. And camera, of course. Okay. So camera is pretty easy to use. So I call public void. Oh, sorry. Let's just call private void load camera. And basically, I just create a new intent, right? New intent. And then let's just give an action. I'm trying to remember what the action is. Let me see. Action image capture. Okay, cool. Action image capture, and then start activity first result, intent, and then again you have to name it, right? Image capture. Class equals 1. And what's going to happen here if I run it? Yeah, it has to fail, right? That's the only reason why I ask. Oh, it worked. Oh, I know why. It's because I already ran this before. But basically you have to do the same thing. You have to ask for permission, right? Okay? Basically there's a lot of other things, right, that you can use, right? You can use media player if you want, once you get the data back. So actually let me put a breakpoint on on activity result. Activity results. Because if I take a photo, check. Oh, sorry, I didn't actually run that right. That's it. Okay.
So, sorry, this camera is weird.
Oh,
Why?
yeah, because I'm on a simulator. There's no real camera.
Yeah, but the new simulators. Let's see.
Oh, you actually do see? Okay. And yeah, you have data, right? So you can work with this data, right? This data size is probably the image, and you can probably take it, do something with it, store it somewhere, play it if it's a video. Cool. Does that make sense? So there's other things, right? Location services. Be careful with location because the big problem here is power, right? And remember to create the right abstractions. Accelerometer, it works, but if you're tracking steps, you're tracking what? Like this motion, right? Like the accelerometer hitting and then coming back, right? So you have to like create these higher level abstractions. Don't just throw it into an activity, right? Think about business purposes and what your service you're using and create them, okay? And then you can also listen to a bunch of other things. So what I want to do is actually take a look, so I can basically take this and we can just print out, the different services that we have, right? Sensors, start get name. Let's run this and we should see, yeah, so you can see all these sensors, right? So this goldfish is basically stuff for, it's basically like stubbed out, right? Because we're on the simulator, but you guys would actually see the ones that you have. And you can listen to each one. Right, so orientation, I think a lot of them don't have temperature sensors, if I'm correct, and humidity. But those are like the proposed ones. Okay, so for those of you who want to work with cameras on a lower level, on the frame level, do you guys all remember what a looper is? The looper thread? I know. We gotta go back and look at this. So again, this, I think it was like week 2, I think, right? Assignment. Is it here? Is it live? Okay. Let's see, Android looper thread. Remember how async works? Async works, you get a handler to your main thread, which is the looper thread, and the only way it works is by sending messages back. Remember? A non-looper thread is just a thread that will terminate in a short time. A looper thread is something that has a queue on the top. Sorry. Right? A message queue that takes messages, processes the messages, and just goes through them one at a time. Remember when I went through async task with you guys, how it worked? If I do new async task, we click inside, it has a handler for your main thread, and then it sends messages let me see if I can see post result, which this message is already predefined and sends it back to your looper. And the same thing for progress, right? Publish progress. Right? It posts it back. So this thread is still running, and it's sending. The only way that your looper handles or receives messages from anything else is through a predefined message. It's defining post progress, right? I'm posting a progress back to the main thread so you can show it. And then when it finishes, here's the data, right? Remember, like get image, you can. Does that kind of make sense? A looper thread is a long-running thread. right? So in this case, remember the example I gave that you always have to have a long running thread is that if you're dealing with anything that uses like frames, recording video, for example, right? Because you're dealing with frames that come in, they have to draw or they have to save in real time. If they don't meet the requirements of like the frame rate that they want, then you have to discard a frame. Okay, so let me open. Okay, so the app that I built, what it did was it would play a video, record yourself, and it would record you reacting to the video. So it would record you watching a video, right? So the hard part is that you're getting 2 frame buffers, 2 data streams from the camera, and then you're stitching them, showing it to the user, but also writing it to the video stream, right? So this is a little abstract, but you'll shoot. I don't know why this all messed up. Anyways. Oh, sorry. Quarter. Sorry for the messiness. But I'm going to go through it briefly with you so you guys can see. So I have something receiving frame buffers. I have a rendering thread. I have a playback thread that is showing data back to the user. And then I have another one writing data to BISC. Does that make sense? Because you're displaying data to the user. You're rendering. You're also displaying to the user, and you're also writing, right? Those can't happen on the same thread. Otherwise, what happens? It crashes, but it crashes because you have threads that are literally running for the sake of, they need to process that buffer, save it somewhere. So what you're literally doing is, let's see if I can see where the camera is. But you can see all the messages that I'm defining, right, for each of the threads. I can say, sorry, let me go back up. Right? I have basically a new surface getting created. I have all these things getting created, and all these threads are messaging back and forth through this predefined messages. This part's a little confusing, so I won't dive into this. But if you guys have questions about this, we can, especially the group that's working might be doing video stuff. I'm talking to you about it. We're literally saying, please give me a stream to the camera. Pass me a frame buffer. A frame buffer is just your frame of RGB content, and then I pass it off to a thread using one of these messages, render, and then I pass it off to another thread for displaying to the user, and pass it off to another thread for writing, right? And then you define these messages, and then you create a looper, a handler thread for each one, or a looper thread for each one of these. Does that make sense? Kind of. It's okay if this part's a stretch for you guys. Cool. Anyways, that's it for today, because we are going to get together and figure out your group and projects and do wireframing, or basically get ready for submission, or for Tree. What day are we aiming for the submission for Milestone? Before lab, right?
Before lab. So this is the fifth, right? 5th week.
Yeah.
right? 5.
Yeah. So let me show you guys. There's a few things. Okay. If you go here and you go to week 5 under a group, there is this milestone, and so you can submit. Right? Is there a submission?
Yeah.
It's not
Oh.
this.
I have asked only to
Enable.
enable.
Okay, it will be there. And the other thing that I will do is in each one of your chat rooms, I will send you guys a link, which will tell you guys to fill out some information about your projects once you have decided. So I will send that to each group's chat room.
People follow this deliverable, some voice on the group, then submission before this slide. Just about the idea and the scope of the idea, some design, sketch, right?
Yeah, some
Design
sketches.
your database,
Yeah.
schema.
We have to change this instruction, but okay. For parse because parse out. But yes, do all that stuff and submit. Okay. Any other questions? Questions? Daniel, you seem like you have some questions.
No.
Okay, cool. Ready? All right, guys, get together, and I will come talk with you, your guys' group. Okay.
This lab